It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
And we're in for a show from Anthony Richardson.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Aviators and the Voyagers under the lights on Sunday night.
PA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we take a look at this Honolulu team as they get ready for this. Certainly on their groove, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for our visiting Parisian ball club, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Makes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
Came by a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers. And hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
First carry out for David Montgomery. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 17 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him out of the end zone in this one.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now Levis. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. And we're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now Richardson. That's
nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Play action. Now Richardson. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. But you look at this defense. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. They run over center with Mitchell. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2nd and 9. In motion, the back throw. Here's Richardson. Shreds him, stiff arm. And he's down inside the 30. In there is that one good for 15 and a first. And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Able to find his. And he gets it down to the 3. A big that time on the chin run. And it'll give a fresh set of downs.
It's pretty simple, isn't it? Go. And he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Richardson out of the shotgun. And this is going to be incomplete.
Coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Mitchell. Touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Here's Levis. That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. When you look at this defense, well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to look at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
That one complete to McConkey. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Levis. Throwing for Montgomery. He's got him on the out route. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because that...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. David Montgomery with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Voyagers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. He stiff arms him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Off play action. Richardson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
1st down, here's Mitchell. Down to about the 45.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Richardson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific. in this first half. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through,
and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Anthony Richardson, an 8-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken the lead.
defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And here's the Paris offense ready to take possession. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Shaquille Barrett there pushing upfield to make the stop. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Levis now off of play action. Finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Levis looking to throw. Thomas brings it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Olave motioning to the left. Levis sets up to throw here. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Levis to throw it. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Buried behind the line by Shaquille Griffin on the corner blitz.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Myers' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Aviators offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Richardson off the play fake. And going deep downfield for Boykin. That's caught inside the 20.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Miles Boykin, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it's Miles Boykin who caps it with a touchdown reception. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Paris offense out to have another go at it. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw, right? Yeah. That's got to be complete.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a 1st.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the 1st. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Back to throw, it's Levis. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Levis back to throw. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the 1st half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Throwing again on 2nd down. Levis throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Working from the gun, here's Levis. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Like it's been this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. John Franklin Myers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though, 3rd and long.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Myers' kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Richardson to throw off play action. That's caught by Senate.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Richardson looking to throw this. He'll get this complete to Senate, the tight end.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
Richardson looking to throw.
And down inside the 15 he goes. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Here's Richardson to throw.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Anthony Richardson.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Aviators will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Anthony Richardson who took it into the end zone to finish things off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Now Levis.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Levis from the gun.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Myers' kick is good, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw a strong first half out of the mobile quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He accounted for 3 touchdowns in that first half. 1 in the air, 2 more on the ground. And he's been electrifying to this point. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there. The Aviators offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Keeps himself upright. Shoves him away. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Try the right side with Mitchell. And he'll get it inside the 35.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
11 yards there, first down.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
A toss left side for Mitchell.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
And that is a historic run for him, partner. With that pickup, he just broke Lamar Jackson's 2019 record for most yards in a season by a quarterback. No one has done it better across a 16 or a 17-game schedule. Now his name will be forever linked with the best runners to ever play at that position.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That makes things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1.
They'll try to run with Mitchell.
And this time he is in.
Yes.
Elijah Mitchell.
His second touchdown of the night.
And the Aviators take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that will make this a 19-point game. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Tries the left side and finds Olave.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here.
The home team's offense and Elijah Mitchell set to take over once more.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's Richardson.
Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
From the shotgun, Richardson. This will be complete to Mechie.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the toss, it's Mitchell. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Richardson working from the gun. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Elijah Mitchell
with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Gano the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Paris offense out to have another go at it. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's Levis.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Off the play fake, Levis.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play.
2nd and 10.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Levis. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Slot man moves right.
Levis looking to throw.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Levis out of the shotgun now.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
Kyle Pitts
from 3 yards out.
And the Voyagers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
103 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Right back to Mitchell here.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That good for 19 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
A give running right is Mitchell.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And it's caught. Touchdown.
John Mechie
from 13 yards out.
And the Aviators add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Paris offense ready to take possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Levis sets up to throw here.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Levis to throw it. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield.
Well, the ball's loose. Levis has it knocked free.
And he will at least be able to fall on it himself, but it was 4th down, and the possession changes. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, a give to Gainwell.
And he'll get this down only to the 18.
That tackle by Jeffrey Simmons. Now 2nd and 9. Again, a run with Gainwell.
He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. The offense on 3rd down tonight? No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 8.
They run behind center with Gainwell.
And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Paris offense ready to take possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Levis back to throw.
And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Brian Thomas,
54 yards.
and the Voyagers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
That good for 19 and a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Richardson out of the shotgun. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Second and a couple. Now Richardson.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
They'll run here with Gainwell.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
Gainwell. Touchdown.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Gano now to add the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Paris offense ready to take possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Shaquille Barrett The outside linebacker dropping him for a loss of 6. How to approach this? 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Shaquille Barrett, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working, and keep it going.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. There to stop him was Carlton Davis.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Honolulu, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Paris, their woes continue as the record falls now to 1-10. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.